This is He Knows Everything, bringing you that heat and fire. All right, let's talk about it, man. Terence Crawford fought Israil Madrimov, and once again, he was back to his lackluster self. Isn't it the things that make you say, Isn't it the things that make you say, Like, you guys are not saying, Because I'm saying, Because when it's all said and done, his performance was a, Let me say it again. Isn't it the things that make you say, Isn't it the things that make you say, I'm saying, So aren't you guys saying, Because at the end of the day, his performance was a, How come he was back to his lackluster self? How come he was back to basically getting touched up left and right? So when it comes to Errol Spence, he knows how to start very fast, because he was back to his lethargic self of quote unquote thinking he was a copycat version of Mayweather. You cannot be Floyd Mayweather and you're getting touched up like that. Let me say it again. You cannot be Floyd Mayweather and you're getting touched up like that left and right. This is why when people say he is another Floyd, I laugh at it. Did you not see the welts under both his eyes? Everybody's talking about, but Israil Madrimov, you didn't see his eye. Of course his eye is going to be more obvious. Of course it's going to be more prevalent. Of course it's going to be more in your face. It's about melanin and the lack of melanin. Let me say it again. It's about melanin and the lack of melanin. Israil Madrimov lacks melanin. Terence Crawford is full of melanin. So when you look at the melanin, you can't be able to see the welts. But if you look closely, you will see two big welts under Terence Crawford's eye, as opposed to one with Israil Madrimov. How did this guy get 33% connected shots versus 18% and still didn't retain his belt? The scoring card was a travesty. And I agree with Eddie Hearn. When Eddie Hearn says a champion of that magnitude, a champion of that epic proportion, a champion of that epic variation, he got robbed. Because when you go up to a weight class and you don't do enough to beat the champion, you don't deserve to get the belt. What happened to all of those real boxing fans that always say that? They scattered like cockroaches. La cucaracha, la cucaracha. Yo no puedo caminar. La cucaracha, la cucaracha. Yo no puedo caminar. They scattered like scattering cockroaches. And then they went from channel to channel. You know how they do, like opera singers. And then went to other channels. That's what they do at their truest and their most properest levels. They don't never tell the truth. Because if we're sitting here and we're telling the cold-hearted, unadulterated, and cutthroat truth-telling fashion, Terence Crawford was exposed. Now we know the Canelo fight is off the table, but I've been telling you guys this. If you've been listening to He Knows Everything, you would know that he's been telling you guys he should not be fighting Canelo Alvarez. He shouldn't even be looking at the likes of a Canelo Alvarez, because Canelo Alvarez will straight knock him out. Terence Crawford is not what you guys think he is. He's always been a, let me say it again, let me say it again, let me say it again, a chihuahua barking behind a damn fence. That's all he does in the ring. You know why? That's reminiscent of his fight style. Because Israil Madrimov was patient. He didn't fall for the dogfight. He stayed patient the whole time. And he had Terence Crawford thinking. Did you not see how much he was resetting his foot? Did you guys not see his true boxing ability? Israil Madrimov is an elite boxer. He had Terence Crawford unfucking comfortable all night, and he was landing that right hand with precision. And as the rounds were going on, it was finding him more and more to Terence Crawford's face. That's why Terence Crawford got two welt under his eyes. He actually hurt Terence Crawford in some aspects of the fight. But see, a lot of people, they don't have the true boxing eye test to see this. Because if they really did, they would understand that Terence Crawford is not what you guys think that he is. When it's all said and done, Terence Crawford got exposed. And now, the Errol Spence fight, All of these fans that ran away from Errol the True Spence, they understand why those who stayed with Spence stayed with Spence. Now you guys are seeing why the Michael Jai White told you Spence wasn't Spence. You guys are seeing this now. Because this fight is very telling of it. Why all of a sudden, you know, the likes of Gervonta Tank Davis said Errol the True Spence was high as a kite. The likes of Errol the True Spence was weight drained. Errol the True Spence had eye issues. Errol the True Spence was still suffering from car crash issues. All of these things can be backed up. This man had cataract surgery after cataract surgery. Do you guys not understand? This is the type of eye surgery that senior citizens have. Let me say it again. And I'm going to say it a little louder. Let me raise my octaves and my volume of my voice. Cataracts is something that senior citizens acquire in their 60s, 70s, 80s. And Errol the True Spence is getting this in his 30s. Do you guys not see how serious all of these things are? Now you understand why Terence Crawford won. Plus, he was on that super soldier serum cocktail, i.e. snack. Anyone that sits next to Victor Conte is automatically guilty. Guilty as fucking charged. And when I say guilty, I mean guilty. So when it's all said and done, Terence Bud Crawford didn't really win a fight. Terence Bud Crawford got exposed. Because that's what he does. He gets exposed. And if we're being real with ourselves, and we're calling it a buck, and we're keeping it 1,000, and we're calling a spade, what we saw was Israil Madrimov did more than enough to secure his belt once again and stay the current champion that he is at 154. This should have been Terence Bud Crawford's loss, 40-1. So to me, it's an absolute robbery. The scoring card should have been 115, 113, 114, 114, 114, 114 in the favor of split decision, Israil Madrimov. That's how close the fight was. That's the real scoring card, not this 116, 112 unanimous bullshit and then 115, 113, 115, 113. Eddie Hearn was right. It was because his name was Terence Crawford. It was because it was his namesake. Did you not see the Turkish dude? Every time Terence Bud Crawford did something, he was clapping. So clearly this was a paid to lose. Yes, I'm going to say it. Clearly this was a nosedive. This was a motherfucking travesty and a robbery. And I don't agree with Eddie Hearn, that damn slave trader, that damn new car salesman, that shiesty motherfucker. I don't agree with damn near over 95% of the things this dude says, but I agree with him emphatically last night. Crawford won because his name is Crawford. Crawford didn't win because he actually won the fight. He didn't do enough to win. He actually got exposed. And what we saw at 154, his power does not translate. See, we saw the real Terence Bud Crawford. We're the real Terence Crawford. Please stand up. Please stand up. Please stand up. We're the real Bud Crawford. Please stand up. Please stand up. Please stand up. We're the real Terence Crawford. Please stand up. Please stand up. Please stand up. We're the real Bud Crawford. Please stand up. Please stand up. Please stand up. And the motherfucker stood up. That's the real Terence Crawford. That's the real way that this motherfucker fights. And that's the real way he gets exposed at his truest and his most properest levels. What we saw last night was a chihuahua barking behind the damn fence. That's the cold-hearted. That's the unadulterated. That's the cutthroat truth teller fashion. I keeps the foot on the what? On the Knicks. I keeps the foot on the what? On the Knicks. This is He Knows Everything. Check it out.